In the vast, golden grasslands of Africa, a silent shadow moves like the wind. Muscles ripple beneath spotted fur, golden eyes locked on its prey. This is not just any predator. It is the fastest land animal on Earth, the cheetah. But beyond its legendary speed lies a story rich with complexity, fragility, and astonishing beauty. So today, let us slow down to truly appreciate the swiftest creature on land. Let's enter the world of the cheetah. Evolution and origins. Cheetahs have roamed the planet for millions of years. Fossil evidence dates their earliest ancestors back over 3.5 million years, likely originating in North America before migrating across the globe. Modern cheetahs, Acinonyx jubatus, are now mostly found in sub-Saharan Africa, with a small population in Iran. But despite their prehistoric roots, today's cheetahs are surprisingly genetically uniform. A bottleneck event, possibly around 10,000 years ago, left them with very little genetic diversity, making them highly vulnerable to disease and environmental changes. What do you think? Should we be more concerned about preserving such genetically fragile species? Anatomy. Built for speed. Cheetahs are not just fast, they're biologically engineered for speed. Everything about them is built for acceleration. A lightweight frame, weighing only 35 to 60 kilograms, long, slim limbs, a flexible spine that acts like a spring, enabling massive stride length, enlarged adrenal glands for sudden energy bursts, semi-retractable claws for extra traction, more like a dog than a typical cat. Even their nostrils are large to allow quick oxygen intake, and their long tail works like a rudder for balance during high-speed chases. A cheetah can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds. Isn't it amazing how nature can optimize an animal so perfectly? What impresses you most about this design? The art of the hunt. Cheetahs are visual hunters. They rely on stealth, patience, and precision. Their preferred hunting time is dawn and dusk, when visibility is high and temperatures are cooler. Their strategy? Spot the prey. They have keen eyesight and often scout from small elevations. Stalk silently, getting as close as 20 to 30 meters without alerting the target. Chase, exploding into a sprint, using quick lateral movements and balance from their tail. Trip, often using a swipe of the paw to knock the prey down. Suffocate, they use a throat bite, but this takes several minutes and leaves the cheetah exposed to danger. They mostly go after gazelles, impalas, and small to medium-sized antelope. However, only about 50% of hunts are successful. Would you have guessed that cheetahs fail in half of their hunts? What do you think causes most of those failures? Struggles with other predators. Being fast doesn't make cheetahs the top predator. Far from it. Lions, leopards, hyenas, and even vultures often steal cheetah kills. Cheetahs avoid confrontation at all costs. Their bodies aren't made for fighting, just for fleeing. Even a single injury can mean death for them. That's why cheetahs often abandon kills when threatened. Cubs are especially vulnerable. In fact, cheetah cub mortality rates in the wild can reach up to 90%, often due to lions or hyenas. How would you feel being one of the fastest animals on Earth but constantly living in fear? Does speed truly equal power in nature? Maternity and cubs. Female cheetahs are solitary mothers. After a gestation of about 90 to 95 days, she gives birth to 3 to 6 cubs. The first few weeks are spent hidden in tall grass or dense brush. Cubs are born blind and helpless, weighing around 300 grams. They grow rapidly but remain vulnerable. Their long gray mantles, fluffy fur on their backs, mimic the appearance of honey badgers, possibly deterring predators. For the first 18 months, the mother teaches everything: how to stalk, chase, and avoid danger. She brings back injured prey for practice hunts, a vital part of their education. What do you think of this mother's dedication? Could you imagine raising your young completely alone in the wild? Habitat and range. Cheetahs prefer open savannas, dry forests, and grasslands. These environments offer the visibility they need to spot prey and the space to accelerate. However, habitat fragmentation is a growing problem. Human encroachment, farming, and road development have broken up their territories. While a cheetah may need up to 800 square kilometers to roam freely, their available land is shrinking. This leads to conflict with livestock farmers, inbreeding due to isolated populations, stress-related behaviors. If a cheetah needs so much space to survive, how can we ensure their future in a world that's constantly shrinking? Conservation challenges. There are fewer than 7,100 adult cheetahs left in the wild. Classified as vulnerable by the IUCN, they are declining due to habitat loss, human-wildlife conflict, illegal pet trade, especially in the Middle East, low genetic diversity, captive breeding programs struggle due to reproductive challenges, while translocation and rewilding projects are expensive and risky. One bright spot? Education and community-led conservation efforts have shown promise in Namibia, where cheetahs share land with farmers using livestock guarding dogs to reduce conflict. What do you think? Should conservation focus more on protecting habitats or on educating humans? The rarest of them all, Asiatic cheetahs. A subspecies on the brink, the Asiatic cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus phoenicus, survives only in Iran. Fewer than 50 individuals remain. They are smaller, more reclusive, and adapted to harsher mountainous environments. Unfortunately, political instability and limited resources make conservation especially difficult. International cooperation is desperately needed, but time is running out. Did you know about the Asiatic cheetah? Do you think enough is being done globally to protect these rarest of the rare? Scientific fascination. Cheetahs are studied not just for their speed, but for insights into evolution, physiology, and biomechanics. High-speed cameras and GPS collars have revealed their top speeds range between 93 to 104 kilometers per hour. Stride length can reach over 7 meters in full sprint. They can take 3.5 strides per second. But perhaps most fascinating is how they maintain stability at such speeds. Their inner ear balance system and tail adjustments are so precise they almost never tumble mid-chase. Isn't it incredible how every tiny body part works together so perfectly for one purpose: speed? What fascinates you the most here? A day in the life. Cheetahs are diurnal, active mostly during the day to avoid nighttime predators. Their routines include morning patrols to mark territory, midday rests under trees or shrubs, afternoon hunts followed by meals, evening grooming, bonding if in a coalition, or preparing cubs for night shelter. Unlike lions, they don't roar. Their sounds are more bird-like: chirps, purrs, hisses, and growls. Males sometimes form coalitions, usually with siblings, increasing their territory control and hunting success. Would you expect a predator to be so calm and quiet most of the day? How does this change your perception of them? The cheetah is a paradox of power and fragility. It sprints like no other creature, yet runs a daily marathon for survival. Every day in the wild is a balance of instinct, risk, and grace. So next time you think of speed, remember the cheetah, not just as a hunter, but as a delicate masterpiece of evolution, one that depends on us to keep its story alive. If you found this journey as mesmerizing as we did, leave a like and let us know in the comments. What was the most fascinating part of the cheetah's story for you? Or maybe, which animal should we explore next? Until then, stay calm, stay curious, and let nature guide your imagination.